Okay, it is working. It is working, just the delay is
All
crazy.
who stood against them fell before their might. Even the
I'm
Archon.
gonna skip that. I mean, I didn't... Oops. Now, let's get a good face. I think we made him look like this guy last time. Of all the faces we could have, that looks more like a girl than a guy. I think we're gonna go with this buddy here. This is the fella. No, he's not. Picking a good face is important. I think we had this guy last time, but I think this is gonna be this one. I can't tell if that's his hair or some fur, so I'm gonna assume it's some fur and do whatever hair I want. Nope, no ponytails. So this isn't a 100% blind play. I played it a little bit last night. I beat the first screen, like the first area, but I wanted to redo my character thing, so I figure, what the hell. We'll be new in a minute. I also wanted to try going solo. Oh, why can't I pick white? That's fine yet. Wanted to try a solo play. Not sure how it's going to work out. So I read most of this stuff already. I'm not going over it again. But I think I'm going to take Pit Fight. Oops. Pit Fighter, Javelin with Heart Shot. Now, last time I picked Javelin again and doubled down. But I found that I wasn't really able to kite without a whole bunch of disengage problems. So this time we're gonna go with Titan's Touch. I think it'll buff us, right? Yeah, I think that's the best. And what we're gonna try to do here is kind of do like a dot slash, well, more of a dot build, if we can get some good dots. So last time I loaded them all in quickness. I might consider dropping a little bit out of vitality to put into might, just because if I'm constantly going to be buffed with my own little buff there, maybe that'll be fine. Yeah. Alright, maybe not that much. You see, already I'm just kind of second guessing it. I like having a lot of quickness. I like stacking that for the apparent cooldown reduction, it says. Yeah. keep my resolve for the affliction duration. I don't know if bleeds count as afflictions or not. Alright. I'm not testing it either. Here we're going to throw a point. There we go. Okay.
All the world has.
I'm gonna go over this stuff pretty quick too, because I want to get into playing the game again. I know it's silly I started over, but here we are. Volume 1.1. Two-meter range. Maybe I should have done the prefab one, because I don't remember exactly what I picked last time. Yeah, I remember taking Queenslayer. Hmm. Better dead than red. So I think that might be it. No, that's good.
The year is 431, and Kairos' invasion has shattered all major opposition in the tiers. But our will is not yet extinguished. Not entirely. In the valley of Vendrian's Well, with their main forces spread across the tiers, the Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus redeploy to Vendrian's Well. The Overlord is not amused, and Kairos has one message for the Archons. Crush the Oathbreakers, or die. Kairos backs this. As you finally make your... You are trapped.
Okay. I just want to get through this screen as quick as I can.
Will do. On it. Right. Heads up. We have company.
Gotta keep an eye on those. Make sure I use them frequently and maybe stack the dot on multiple NPCs. Okay. Oops, where the heck did I go? Alright, so last time I fought with him, let's see if we can ditch her this time.
Try and catch me, worm. Fate finder. You're here at last. Care to join me in putting these cowards out of their misery? Are you serious? I came to escort you to camp when... Damn it! Kill first, questions later. That I am.
Huh, gain
But I could
loyalty
use
with her.
someone watching my back. Let's see what...
Alright, hold on.
On
falls
it.
out of you.
I think it missed.
On it.
Oh, someone's...
There we go. Okay, I want to get rid of all these little screens. I read most of this stuff the first time.
I can tell you didn't spend the conquest in a diplomat's tent. I'm versed, by the way. But there are more important things
Okay.
to take care of than
Last time I
introductions.
just said join
Those
us.
Vendrian Guard The voices of Nerat told me to intercept you at Edgering Ruins before you busied yourself solving all of the camp's problems. Guess I was too late. You're due for a meeting with the Archons, but we should handle the small matter of this ambush. My guess? The Vendrian Guard are testing our strength in battle. learning how we perform before they organize a real offensive. A Scarlet Fury, one of the elite killers of our ignoble. Most of the voices of
All
Narod
right.
called his best fight. Is that a jest? If you want to wander off on your own and die, so be it. Have it your way. If you'd rather...
I got it.
Let's quick save here. Quick save completed. All right, all right. Oops. Now, I think I just die if I let him hit me, so I'm gonna risk a disengage and see if I can't get behind here. Yeah, that was pretty shitty. This might work out though. Can I buff him? I think I only buff people in my party. So let's Heart Seeker this guy.
Can't do that.
Now I'm wounded. Drink a potion. Do I have that little shift thing? Oh, I can't because I drank a potion. Oh shit. My buddies come. Well, let's Heartseeker him in.
Right.
I think... Let's use this. Oh my god, quick. So he's frightened, I think. Is that right? For 3 seconds. I'm about to do this thing. Alright. I think I'm dead. I think I'm dead already. Let's try this ability. Thrust.
I got it.
Okay, not dead yet. I think this time though, I use the mushroom in my inventory. Oh no. I guess I'll just drink another potion. Jesus, I'm low. I should be able to potion up here again. Alright, that was a bit crazy. Braille TV says, "Hey stream, are you a stream?" Yo Alex man, how you doing? Let me know if my sound's coming through okay. I don't know if you stuck around. I'm gonna loot this shit. I almost died there. This is harder than I thought. but if I can get good at it on this.
Sorry, can't. I got it.
If I can get good on it on this difficulty, then I'll be great at the game. Let's see. Oh, so these look like they're just flat out better. Now, I'm wounded. How does that work? Minus 10 max health, minus 5 all skills. How do I get rid of wounded?
On it.
Camping will remove all wounds. I don't think I need to just yet. Alex says stream is laggy for me, but I'm on DSL. Video quality set to medium. Alright, well, let me know if that changes. I'm also got the stream going. Doesn't seem that laggy to me. Okay, this is interesting. Less deflection, less disengagement defense, more armor. I think we'll sell those later. We're almost caught up to where I left last night. I was so tired last night, it felt like playing this game was like I was high or something. Alex says, I'm getting 30-second lag spikes. Can't watch or listen. Gonna start a game of my own though. Have fun. Thanks, man. I hope you enjoy this too. Thanks for the suggestion. I did want to pick this up. Alright. Never miss an opportunity to boost my skills, and using them boosts them. I don't think I'm gonna piss him off. Okay. Ripbite says, hello and welcome back. So what is this game? This is a new game. It's an RPG. It's by Paradox Interactive, which is a company that made a lot of games that I like, including Stellaris, which is like a space empire building game, and Crusader Kings 2, which is kind of like a European centric alternate history kind of thing. I played another game that Paradox Interactive made called what was it called? Pillars of Eternity, which was a lot like this, and this is their new game called Tyranny. Why can't I climb this? I should have enough. Oh right, because I'm wounded. So I guess I'll camp now. Just to get rid of that wound, so I can do this other stuff. Yeah, climb up the rope.
Curious.
Oh nice, what was that? Level up. Get myself an invisibility potion.
Sorry,
Yeah, Ripbite says, Crusader Kings 2, he knows. Hopefully this is a good game too. I imagine it will be. I played it a little bit last night,
sorry.
so this isn't like 100% blind, but it's like 99% blind. All I really did was this starting area. I can't zoom out very far, but I only finished like the tutorial area,
Yes.
and I hardly started the main mission at all. I just re-rolled my character because I think I screwed him up when I rolled him. I pretty much know how to do nothing. So I'm going to be figuring it all out on my own. Oh, that's neat. That's neat. I can rename my spells using the spell interface. Certain amount of lore. Okay, so lore is very important. It's not just going to identify my shit. It's going to help me cast spells. So primarily, and I'll get to that in a second after I finish reading this stuff. Once you have created a spell, assign a button to one of my active buttons. Okay. I can assign a spell to more than one character. That's interesting. I want to modify a spell later. Select the spell from the party member. Okay. Searing Palm. Customize your spells by adding different icons. New name, yeah, sure. That's interesting. Oh, okay, cool. So I chose thrown weapons as my primary. I'm a javelineer. And as my secondary, I chose this thing, Vigor. Well, whatever. It gave me this spell. So my plan is to be able to buff myself and maybe stealth around a little bit. So I'm going to work on athletics and subterfuge. In fact, I'm a little bit worried I'm going to become a jack of all trades. I hope I don't end up... Oh, excuse me, very tired. Never having played this before, and it's on the hardest difficulty. And I'm going to try and do a solo playthrough without party members. I'm probably going to be frustrated when I find the game unbeatable at some point. Okay. Let's talk to these guys. Left click, alright. Okay, alright. I'm the Queen Slayer, that's me. I wish more of this was voiced. Anyway, I don't know what this conquest thing means. I think that's like references that little origins thing I was doing earlier. Let's just kill him. Execute the Oathbreaker. We'll get rid of that guy. Now I know there's a little thing over here because I seen it on my last screen. I can't wait to get into actual new territory here. Just climb this thing here. Yep. Climb right on up. Oh, funny, I can't get into it. Subterfuge is at 36. Well, let's level up or whatever. Maybe I can't choose my support skills. I am going to put it in quickness though. Yeah, sure. And talent points. Okay. Alright, so yeah, here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is what I have already. This adds armor penetration. That's probably pretty good. There were some fights where I was just kind of tinging them. Ripbite says, or he asks, did you feel like you made wrong choices on the first character, or did it just have wrong attributes or something? Yeah, I felt that I made a mistake. And I won't go back and show you what that mistake was exactly, but I can describe it to you. Because during character creation, you're given the choice of your main weapon and then like your backup weapon. I guess I can show you on this screen the the inventory one. You get your main weapons here, and then you get your backup weapons. And what I did was I chose, because I didn't really understand what I was doing, I chose the main weapon 2 times in a row, and I didn't have a backup. So I just wanted to reroll the same character. I planned to play it the same way. I just wanted to have a backup weapon, because I think that's probably going to be important later. So I still chose Javelin for my main spec, and for my off spec here I picked something called Vigor, which gives me, I think, abilities to buff and heal myself, which I thought would be super useful. And my playstyle is that there's this kind of stealth thing. I'm going to be stealthy with mid-range. Oh, nice. Okay. Medium range stuff. I don't know. Yeah, so anything within here, I'm going to be stealthy and start the attack from this. And the thing that I thought was great about javelins is that you don't have to switch weapons to be able to melee attack. You kind of do it automatically with your javelin, just like it was a spear. I don't think you run out of ammo either. Yeah, you just it just says you have the javelin and that's good enough, which is, I don't know, it's probably better that I don't run out of ammo, or that ammo's not a thing. So last time I did this conversation, I pulled the guy's leg. So I'm gonna do that again because I thought that was pretty funny. Let me see those. I know I'm not reading them to you. I'll read them to, after we just get past this screen, this area, I mean, like the whole area. Ripbite says, so the staff is used for spell casting. I guess so too. I guess the staff is used for spell casting. I already noticed when I was fighting up above, I didn't seem to need to weapon swap to bring it out. What kind of problem have we got? Yep, just pulling your chain. Yeah. So let's see what you have. I'm gonna sell some of this crap. Sell. Oops. What do I sell? Down here. Sell this. Sell that. Sell all my stuff that isn't good. I'm gonna save this little mushroom. I think this looks pretty OP. So I got a few dollars here. I used 1 camping supplies. No, I only want 1. Because I think you can only carry 4 at a time. I think I saw 4 to 4 somewhere. So, yeah, there we are. Camping supplies, 3 to 4. Now I got 4 to 4. Let's have a closer look at this staff. Right click for details. Attack skill, control vigor, and magic staff. And the only spell I got is the Sigil of Vigor. Okay. And the only expression I got is focused intent. I don't have any accents. I think, yeah, this spell already exists. This is the spell I already know. So I guess I can't make any new spells. I think my subterfuge went up. I don't understand how. I'm going back to that chest over here I couldn't open a second ago. I wonder if climbing up and down that counts as using your athletic skill. No, 39. So I guess I can come back to that after I practice my subterfuge a little bit. I'm gonna have one last look at the camp. I'm gonna guess that there's nothing good on that. Oh, look, there's a barrel I missed. There's actually a bunch of stuff I didn't click on. Alright. What's this? Plus 10 lore, plus 10 to, and plus 4 to wits. Alright, that's good. I don't want to fall into that problem that so many people have on RPG games where you save up all kinds of consumables and wait, this is the guy sentenced to death. Wow. But you make a better warning to others while you're still twitching. That's cold. I don't know if I want to do that. I think I just want to kill him. Execute him like clean. I think I'm gonna kill him. There he is. Done and done. Can I loot his body after? No, I guess they already killed him. So, let's have a look at these. The store. Yep, we did that. The quest journal. Oops. Yeah, I will read my journal. Make your way southeast through the Edgering Fort and travel to the disfavored camp. Alright. What was this one? Disengagement, attack. Oh, that was me when I was running around. And spell scrolls. Okay. So let's go to the next map. Ripbite says, it said something like party buffs somewhere, so I guess the point is to gather up some more dudes to help you in the journey. Yep, except I don't wanna. I wanna play by myself. So that might be ridiculous. That might be a really bad idea. But I'm gonna try and play without any friends in my party, just solo. I might actually be missing like a huge component of the game because it seems like most of the party stuff is voiced. And oh geez, it's nighttime. So I see there's something going on over here, but I want to explore a little bit first. 39 subterfuge. Yeah, let's just have a little explore. I'm still in fast mode. Ooh. Well, we can just leave already. I just want to see where it says to go. Yeah, so I can't go anywhere except for backwards. Oh, cool. Oh, geez, man. So this is the whole place that I did the beginning story at. I'm not going to read all that stuff. I'll read that later. Show map names. Location unreachable. Okay, anyway. let's keep wandering around here. Ripbite says, it sounds interesting. I'm hoping it's possible to complete the game like that. It might be impossible. It might be. If push comes to shove and I have to have party members to get past certain encounters, I mean, I'm forced to do what I'm forced to do, right? But the longer I can get away with not having any party members, the happier I'm going to be. I'm just going to quick save here. I don't know what's going to happen, if there's going to be fighting up here or what. I wonder if I can steal that sword. Alright, so it looks like I can't really do much. I'm going to pop out of stealth. I'm going to run down and maybe there's a fight here. They don't look like they're going to fight. They're yimmer-yammering. This is robbery. Okay. Camp's on up ahead. Don't mind us, just clearing out the rabble. Sterling Hagman. I still don't understand what I've done to offend. I respect that these are now disfavored lands. One of the things I love about this game here is that anytime that there's something that you might not know, it'll tell you with these little mouse overs. So I know that there's 2 factions in the army that I'm part of, and I'm kind of outside those factions. I can pick and support one or the other. I don't know which one I like better. I'm kind of partial to the ones called the disfavored. I think their name is stupid, but I mean, they're disciplined, and the other guys kind of seem a little bit ragtag, and I think an army should be disciplined, so... Anyway, let's see if this guy's got permits. I'm some kind of a judge. I'm some kind of like a Judge Dredd kind of guy. So I think I'm just going to say that they can argue in front of me and I'll make the decision. Oh, I've lost favor with the disfavored. The guys that I like, I lost favor with. Well, I might like them, but we'll see if they like me. I'm going to stick to my choices, the way I want to play here. If the Fatebinder wishes to weigh in on the matter, courtesy demands that we listen. This is a disfavored manner, but I know the Agents of the Court do so love to throw their judgments around. Well, that's not what it is. I'm the law. Now, oh, look at this. We have a subterfuge option. I want to use the subterfuge option. I also want to use the lore one. But we'll see here. Sterling says, well, you could rob me now and have my supplies today. Or you can leave me alive and have fermented honey all year long. I even know a few family recipes for painkillers and healing draughts. Certainly, any army will need those. Ooh, now I'm gonna lie. For no other reason than I want to boost my subterfuge here. Now, I'm not really getting him in trouble here. I'm just saying I heard about a supply caravan going missing. I'm not saying he took it. I'm going to lie and I'm going to see what he says. So he says, I don't see how that relates to me. I mean, I've only just arrived here. I couldn't have been involved in anything like that. So I could say, didn't say the shipment went missing around here. I certainly didn't mention when, start talking. Or I can say, so you just happened to cart all of this by yourself from over the mountains in hoping of making some money in the middle of a battle? I'm not buying it. Now, that's interesting. Maybe he could have carded it, so I think I'm gonna pick number 1. Well, I suppose some of it's looted. Look, I'm just trying to scrape together an inventory to sell. All the tiers have been wrapped up in war, forces a man to get creative with his source of wares. Now, I think the tiers are like provinces or cities or something in this territory. I found most everything out in the forests of the valley. I'd keep my head low when I heard sounds of combat, then I'd take a look and grab whatever wasn't claimed by the first victors. So this guy here says, so then you stole from the disfavored dead. How else did you get your hands on that iron? You would come here and sell us our own armaments? Yeah, I mean, it's entrepreneurial, but it is a bit messed up. Sterling says, if anything has an owner, I will return it. But this iron would have turned to rust if left in the mud of the battlefield. The disfavored are few in numbers. Is that not right? You need a man like me to gather up supplies that would otherwise go to waste. And that's a good point. I think he makes a good point. You may trade your wares freely. Lie again, I'll have you killed. That's a bit harsh. I don't know that... I mean, we're supposed to be the bad guys. That's kind of the interesting thing about this game, is that the evil emperor guy has won, and I'm in his army. Maybe that is how we should act. Or maybe we can change it from the inside. Maybe we can defect. Maybe we can join the rebels. I don't know. The disfavored will tolerate your presence, but you will pay them handsomely for such charity. Leave this cart as a gift. No, that's too much. Yeah, I think this is the best one. Make them pay up. It sickens me to make exceptions for this vulture, but if you'll supply us without profit, perhaps this indiscretion is for the best. It's not like our larders are overflowing. A work slave to scrounge provisions would be an asset. Okay, so Sterling works for the disfavored now, I guess. I got a little bit of subterfuge. $38. That's still not enough to unlock that shit. Let's talk to him again. Ooh, can I make him pay me? I'm supposed to be a judge. I'm just gonna try this and see where it goes. Okay, alright. Alright. That's fair. Let's see what he's got. No, I think I want to keep the light armor. That's interesting. Now I can't afford this, but it says quality is fine and it gives courage, immunity to frighten and terrified. Okay, that's something I'm going to have to consider, is that if I'm playing solo and if there are like incapacitating effects or crowd control that can be applied to me, I'm going to need to try and circumvent that somehow. So we might come back and pick that up later. Let's see, this scroll, I can't even use it. Don't need any supplies, but I do notice this guy is cheaper than the last one I was at. Potion of Elemental Barrier. 50 defense against paralyzed, burning, and frozen attacks. 10 armor. 60 seconds, eh? Well, I'm not going to spend all my money on that. Actually, I can't even afford it either. But anyway, we're doing fine. I kind of want to open this thing, but I can't. So let's just save. And then go in and talk to these guys. You know, I do love the way this game looks. It's very, very artsy, very easy to look at. Well, look at you, our gate crasher from the court. So that refers to a conquest decision. I guess conquest is that little origins thing I did. The Gates of Judgment is the name given to the mountain pass separating the tiers from the Northern Empire. The treacherous scree slopes and deadly rock slide. Okay, so that's the event where I helped the disfavored use that mountain slide to crush people. Welcome to the Savior Camp. Do I want to salute? Yeah, why not? Let's salute him. It's an honor to have you in camp, Fatebinder. Sorry in advance for all the arguments. Hopefully it won't be like back in Stalwart with the chorus trying to claim our work slaves just because they can't win a battle without crippling losses. Go on in. Go on in. Alright, so they're in the center of camp expecting me. Ooh, addendum added. Right, okay. Did it have somewhere my experience, or how do I actually level up? Here we are. Someone named Pentabor. Someone named Barrick. Fletch with precision and care. Let's check this rack out. I'm just going to kind of skirt. I'm just going to take what I can take and sell what I can sell. He's got something over here too. Now this one I can get into. Let's see. Let's see if it'll piss him off.
That wasn't so hard.
No, I got in and I gained some subterfuge. Nice. I'm just going to talk to him, see what he's up to. Alright. Repairing weapons with scrap isn't exactly what I got into the craft, but our supplies are spent. Why not forge bronze? Bronze will do in a pinch, don't get me wrong. You can take a beating and get back into shape, unlike this stubborn iron. Lots of tin and copper, so supplies aren't the problem. It's a rare smith who can churn out military-grade bronze consistently. More often than not, it comes out soft. Look around the camp, we're garbing the Legion head to toe in iron because it's cheaper and easier to produce for the masses. Couldn't do that with bronze. Okay. They called it as favored the Iron Legion for a reason. Strategy and skill may be our backbone, but our claws have made our iron. And the good stuff comes from the smith in Lethian's Crossing. Where's that? Okay. Cool. Why not forge your own iron? Good question. Only the forge-bound smiths can make the stuff. They know the secret of iron. All I can do is mend and maintain their craft. It takes a master, nay, an artist, to make a piece of iron fit for an indomitable soldier such as a disfavored. I'm afraid so. The last shipment sent down the Mittani. I don't know what the Mittani is. It could be a highway, but it's probably a river. Went missing near Echo Call Crossing. That makes sense, if this is definitely a river. And I'm afraid we won't be seeing any more now that the valley is sealed. Forge-bound iron is Tunin's responsibility. That's my boss. Why is this the first I'm hearing of it? Keep your voice down. Graven Ash doesn't want to cause a panic or pass any information to the Vendrian Guard. Those are the rebels, right? Yeah. Best case scenario, the iron tumbled off a boat and is rusting on a riverbed. Worst case, it ends up in enemy hands. Okay. Well, I'm here to do quests and play the game. I'm not speed running. If I find myself an echo call, I suppose I can keep an eye out. Isotanus says, I appreciate that. So does the great general, more than you might guess. Maybe he isn't quick to offer his thanks to outsiders, but I know he'll be grateful for your help. It would be a boon to the war effort if our iron was recovered. Now, I'm not going to bad talk the Archons in front of this guy, so I'll just say this. Okay, couple of notches. Cool, so he gave me a tip on how to find the missing iron. I'm gonna run back outside real quick and steal this guy's stuff. Because I think I can pick it now. Yep.
Got it.
That's all mine now, thanks. I'm not sure if I should hold on to gems yet, if there's some kind of crafting in the game. I did pick up... I wish this was actually kind of bigger. Oh, I forgot to put this on. I remember this from this, I picked it up in the first screen. And these bronze bracers, more recovery. I don't really understand what recovery is. I think it's like cooldown or length between my default attacks. Thrown weapon, one-handed bows, okay. Alright. Let's talk to you. Oh, he's just gonna stare at me. Alright. Let's talk to you. Pentabor, hail to you, guardian of the law. If you have a few excess rings weighing you down, best unburden yourself before battle. I think rings is currency. You know that if the disfavored suffer a merchant in their camp, that must be a man selling only the finest provisions and armaments. Take a look and see if something interests you. Now, none of those is my origin. I'm a pit fighter. Let's just find this out. Hard work and good suppliers. When Tunin's men came to my village, all the merchants were given different lists of what they were or weren't permitted to trade. In Kairos' wisdom, Kairos is the god or something, the leader. He's the Führer. He's the Hitler of this evil army. The most powerful mystic the world has ever seen. My record must have been a good one because I was given the right to trade in all manner of goods, and most importantly, arms. Not a lot of merchants can legally sell weapons. It was like that even before Kairos. Alright, let's see your wares. Yeah, that stuff sucks. What's this? Brotherhood Stout. More melee damage, less accuracy. Some potions. Sigil of Frost. Core. So I can learn this. I can learn this Sigil of Frost. It doesn't look very expensive. One bronze ring. What's this blood moth stuff? Immunity to bleeding. Now, why would you need plus 50 defense against bleeding attacks if you are already immune to bleeding? I think I'm going to buy this. Just to learn it and check out the spells. Some of this I want to sell. And I couldn't see it on my last screen here. That one I don't have enough lore. This one I don't have enough lore. Alright, yeah, learn that. Learned a new spell. Sigil of Frost. Still, focus intent is my only. Frozen Grasp. Envelop target in a harsh winter cold, leaving them frozen for a time. Wait, how do I move it? There we go. So I have my second spell. That's interesting that I can learn any spells. Maybe I didn't have to take Vigor as my backup and I rerolled for nothing. But we're here where we are. We're gonna stay. This spell interface is pretty cool. I don't usually play magic users in RPGs, but that's really interesting. And did that make my lore go up too? Maybe it did, maybe it didn't, I don't know. I should have checked before I learned it. Just gonna keep going around the edges here, looking at stuff. I can get into that.
That wasn't so hard. Got it.
Is it telling me? Nice. Heavy leather boots. Now that looked like it was right up my alley. Plus deflection, better recovery, better disengagement, light armor. Yep. I think my helmet looks freaking awesome. Alright, sorry I missed some stuff in the chat here. Ripbite says, learn the spell. I think that means it reduces the damage you take to bleeding attacks, but you're immune to the status effect of bleeding. Ripbite, I think you're right. I think because my heart thing, my heart shot, adds a bleeding dot. Maybe there's, and it says that it's piercing damage, but maybe there's damage that's bleeding in the primary category there. And that's what that potion there was defending against. Docs ZG says, hey once again, welcome back Docs. We're playing a game called Tyranny. I've never played it before. Last night. And we're just continuing on here. Talking to this guy, talking to that guy, kind of avoiding doing what we're in the camp for, just trying stuff out and trying to learn the game. Sometimes they read to us, but when they don't, I'm kind of reading it out loud. This is me, named after my rogue vis-a-vis. So this, vis, bitter quip. Here's the emissary of the Scarlet Chorus. Alright, alright. Reporting to the Iron Hag is an insult. She fought one duel for her title. One? Her leadership must be continuously proven, earned, and defended. Weakness should bleed to the bottom of the army, not rise to the top. My assignment here is also an insult, but one I will bear for the good of the chorus. If only to see with my own eyes the failure of the disfavored, that will be a fine day. You know, I do tend to like the organization of the disfavored, but I like the ethos of the Scarlet Chorus. They're both attractive. The chorus is the future of the tears. I feel only derision and pity for those who fear our inevitable ascension. What in particular would you like to know? All right. He is the supreme commander and public servant, he who sets us free but directs all. The voices of Nerat is the epitome of what each of us can be, a magician without equal, and the leader of uncountable numbers. How did you come to join them? The doctrine of strength speaks to me, and I answered its call, as did some of my arcane peers. I took to the chorus almost instantly. Unlike most, I cried not for the life of comfort lost to me. My magic invokes fear and terror, and I easily establish my dominance over a pack in my early days in the chorus. If you're so curious about it all, perhaps you should visit our camp and see for yourself. I'm sure I will. Sure I will. What's your role? I am a blood chanter. My magic can turn the will of a man and the tide of battle. I have held command for 3 years now, though being forced to keep an eye on the disfavored is not the reward I had envisioned for my service thus far. Alright, that's all for now. Yep. I think I picked up another spell thing. Didn't I? Yeah. So this is an accent. Okay. Oh, I can make my spells too strong. Plus 20. Okay. So I need to find a way to boost my lore. Now when I rolled, I threw a couple points into control vigor. Let's see. I think I can also put points into wits to boost my lore. Anyway. Keep looking around here. What's in this bag? Thank you for some cheese. Let's talk to these people. I'm Lucia, this is Marcus. And you must be the Fate Binder, that's me. Fate Binder. We've been assigned to babies. Must be cutting off saying babysit. Assigned to your hospitality, Marcus quickly interjects, while you remain on disfavored ground. Should you need a place to rest, we can make the necessary preparations. So, Marcus is smart and Lucia's a bit dumb and she's got an attitude on her. What can we do for you? Now that's cool. Are there any combat games we had in camp? Oh, and they can train me. Well, let's start off with this. A question better suited to the Scarlet Chorus camp, if you don't mind the smell. Anyone looking for a fight could find one among those braggarts, and I also gained favor with the disfavored. You know, they really should have named it something besides disfavored if they're going to use favor as a mechanic and reputation. Anyway, Marcus, tell me about yourself. You're the smart one. I trained at Fort Resolution, wherever that is. I'm proud to be with the Legion. I was wounded at the gates of judgment, but Graven Ash's protection mended me good. Well, maybe he's not so smart, hey? Mended me well. I owe my life to him. Lucia says, are you bragging that you let your guard down and took a spear to the gut? You really shouldn't boast about a filthy tearsman besting you in battle. She rolls her eyes. You were just bitter that Lord Ash never seems to notice you. In all seriousness, I would take that spear again if it brought honor to the disfavored. Kairos knows we could use it. We are the elite fighters of the Northern Army. but somehow we still lack the Overlord's confidence. Alright. Okay, Lucia, you were the... not maybe the dumb one, but the rude one. I do this. And I do this. Playing host is not my strong suit. Ignore my sarcasm. I've seen the Legion through my share of the campaign. After so much bloodshed, our pretenses of honor can wear me down. She thinks their honor is a pretense. The North is my home, and I consider each and every one of the Iron Clan bastards in this camp to be family. You won't find another army where each member of the Phalanx is as beloved and cherished as the next. Alright, let's compliment her. If you ever want some pointers on how to use that weapon of yours, just let me know. That's cool. And then she's flirting with me. Relax, Marcus. There are plenty of camp slaves if I ever need to scratch an itch. That's a funny way to put it. Although... And then she checks me out. If you ever need someone to know your bedroll, let me know. Yeah, maybe. If there's some stats in it. Every battle... You see, this disfavored favor 1. I wonder what that means. After this conversation, I'm going to have to try and find the reputation screen and have a good look at it. Because I think that the only reason that he's saying these things to me is because I'm in their good graces. If they didn't favor me, or if they had whatever the opposite is, disfavor. Oh, it's so funny that they have favor as a measurement and disfavor as a faction. But if he was angry with me, maybe it'll answer me differently. Every battle is a reminder of the Legion's superiority. The Oathbreakers have plenty of heart, but nothing to beat our northern values and graven ashes love. If you ever want to enjoy that feeling, I can spare you the time of day to cross iron. That's Marcus talking. In spite of our name, the Legion commands more honor than any military on the face of Terratus. I'm going to guess that's the name of the planet. Unlike the Chorus, there is tradition, discipline, teamwork, and unity of purpose. There aren't many of us, but it's better that way. We're a tightly knit family, bound together by trust and glory. Accurate enough. After seeing the disunity and bickering of the younger realm defenders, I feel lucky to be in the most agreeable legion of Kairos' host, even if we're not always the most efficient. If the Legion boasts so much honor, then why are they disfavor? That's a good friggin' question. Insufficient reputation, so I failed a check. I'm afraid that isn't for me to say. Others around camp might be able to tell you more, but I don't really discuss the great general's history to outsiders. But you'll say that it involves the great general, which is already a telling clue, idiot. I think I misjudged Lucia at the beginning. I think she's really the bright one, and Marcus is the dumb one. Drat. At least the Iron Marshal isn't within earshot, or I'd be washing my mouth out with wormwood. Alright, let's try some training. Okay, so I can pay her to boost some stuff. Ranks train this level 0 of 5. And my skill level. I don't have much money, but let's see. I don't have enough. Oh yeah, I do. I could train every point in athletics. I could do every point in thrown weapons or in dodge. This is 9 of 40. The amount that these bars are filled don't make any friggin' sense. Why is this 9 of 45 filled all the way up here? And this 15 all the way down there? Let's try boosting. I can only train 5 ranks. I'm going to boost athletics because I think that's used for more checks. Oh, look at that. It's going to level me a little bit too. And the price goes up. I can still afford to dump everything in athletics. I'm going to. Why the hell not? 7 little coppers. Ranks train this level. So I should try and train pretty much every level. This is starting to feel a little bit like Skyrim. I think if I train every level, Okay, here's what I'm going to do going forward. I will train every level, but I'm going to, until I know exactly what I need my money for, if there's something to save up for that might be quite expensive, I'm actually going to train the cheaper thing than the more expensive thing. I want to talk to these guys again. I want to see if Marcus trains me something different. One-handed, two-handed, and parry. Okay. And I can't train anymore with him either. Anyway, I'm glad I did that. What is my athletics at? 46? Now, if I could find someone to train me in lore, that would be good. Ooh, no. Okay, so I'm going in the tent now. What time is it? It's dinner time. I might have to take a break for dinner. I'm going to do this conversation first. So someone named Iron Marshal Aranos and Fifth Eye. These guys are both mages, I think. I'm just scrolling up so I can catch up on the reading here. It's going a bit too fast. I don't want to read it out loud. I think they're done arguing. This battle report from Echo Call Crossing blames the failure of the assault on the village on the Scarlet Chorus. Apparently their scouts failed to report critical intelligence about the enemy composition. Well, I'm going to try and loot this stuff first. Nope, I gotta go and talk to them.
That's 4 reports of avalanches in the mountains now. The Tiersmen can barely count past 9. They have neither the capacity nor the cause to close off the mountain passes. Either way, that leaves the 2nd and 4th cohort trapped outside the valley.
The Archon of War pounds his staff on the ground to punctuate his words. A large and imposing man to begin with, his profile is made larger still by his hulking suit of armor that hums with mystic energy. It looks like he's got a hole in his chest or something. And his voice sounds great, but he looks a little bit like Santa Claus with that white beard.
Or it's the work of your perfidious Earthshakers. Only a fool would not suspect a traitorous Archon of poisoning the mind of his students with sedition. We would have killed the Earthshakers Guild for their master's treachery, but I'm sure you have some perfectly valid reason for allowing them to live as your pawns.
The Archon of Secrets passes a scepter between his hands as he speaks, twirling the rod in hypnotic circles. You hear voices in your head. Well, hello there, Fatebinder. We'll be with you in just a moment. Emerald luminescence seeps from the seams of the Archon's ragged red robes. The glow is most noticeable where his neck ought to be. His mask seems to float and spin, never pivoting or bending naturally. I think I want to let them talk for a little bit. Or should I just... No, let's be forceful. Gain favor with... Oh, so I can gain favor with the leaders and lose favor with their faction. The Queenslayer, Iron Marshal Aranos says. No doubt your presence here will strike despair into the hearts of our enemy. Lord Ash, Lord Nerat, our guest is here. I can pay them respect when respect is due. Interesting that there's an option for diplomat.
Ah, the Stormcaller. Conveniently late once more. Our eyes and ears tell us you come bearing an edict. The anticipation is killing us.
So, yeah, I did that. Sorry that pissed you off. And of course your eyes and ears tell you I have an edict. I just told you that. Anyway.
My soldiers tell me you helped Commander Drotus on your way through Edring. You honor the court with your selfless cooperation, for that is the sort of camaraderie that Kairos demands of us all.
All right. It doesn't really seem like he thanked me. So I'm just going to go to option 2 here. I don't want to antagonize either of them.
For the second time, Brother Tunon selects you for the glory of proclamation. You should be honored. Tell us, what has the Overlord decided to unleash upon the Oathbreakers?
The 26th day of every month is Kairos' day. It's the last day of the month and is referred to by the span's name. So for the month of swords, the 26th day. Well, how long is a week if the month is 26 days? Ascension Hall. And then I killed her. Alright. I'm gonna go with option 2 here. I gain the wrath of the voice of Nerat and favor with Graven Ash. Well, that was cool.
The Overlord means to compel us into action. No doubt the avalanches in the mountains are part of this ultimatum. We must conquer the Oathbreakers or die in failure. There is no room for error, and no other way out of this valley alive.
Oh, Ripbite says, grabbing some food. Hungry as fuck, he laughs. And I think that was like 15 minutes ago. Longer than that. I'm hungry too, dude. I think I might have to take a break and cook some dinner.
We'll need to advance across the Matani. We lose everything if we stand still. And we move to back up Plan Green. The Earthshakers didn't make it over the mountain in time. So we do this the hard way. Over the walls instead of through.
So you found your backbone at last! Oh, we were worried past humiliations would make you soft, timid. That was a record for you, right? A baker's dozen lost in one sortie. If you had waited for the chorus reinforcements, maybe we'd have eyes and ears on the matter.
You hear the voices in your head. Watch him squirm. So many tears over replaceable, expendable, useless soldiers. I miss the old Archon of War. You'd never see blood echo in a blubbering mess over a few dead killers. He'd use the knuckle bones of his best disciples for jewelry, and even made a breastplate out of his dead brother's rib cage, because that's how a real man deals with grief. This guy is crazy, and apparently he's also psychic, but I think it might be his staff that's making him talk to me in my head. I think I'm going to chirp him. I'm going to chirp him for no other reason than it's a subterfuge check, and I want higher subterfuge.
I second the fate bite. Thought you had the memories of one of those Oathbreakers rattling about that bronze cord of yours. Would Kairos' mighty spy master please enlighten this gathering of allies with some scrap of strategic insight?
The Archon of Secrets turns his head to the side until the face of his mask has turned around and the new facet of the mask presented facing itself upwards. When next the Archon speaks, the booming voice of an older man can be heard.
Cowards! If I were still alive, I'd freeze the blood as it runs in your veins. You may take the river, but you'll pay for it with your lives.
The Archon slaps a hand against his mask, rotating his mask until a new faucet looks forward. The voices of Nerat appears to be channeling the personality of Master Hagravar. Hagravar was one of the elders of the School of Tides, a southern school of water magi that fell to Kairos' forces in 429 during the initial attack on Vendrian's Well. By your order, the Tide casters were taken in battle were presented to the voices of Nerat so that their magic might be integrated into the Archon's ever-growing arsenal of knowledge. He absorbed someone's soul or something like that. That's crazy.
Our sources tell us the Oathbreakers had some sort of magical trick in store. But this knowledge is tinged with fear, trepidation. If we make a move for the Matani, we suspect the Oathbreakers will mount a counterattack that is equal parts valiant and futile.
I think I'm going to take this conquest choice.
Yes, and that old codger put up quite a fight on the way out. Almost turned himself into a puddle to escape our interrogations. He's not the last of the Tidecasters, though. At the time of his death, there was another. A woman named Ebb. We believe she is one of the mages assisting these Oathbreakers.
Alright. My lord, Barrick, commander of the Stone Shields, alright, and his band have been drilled on the Echo Call assault plan. The Crescent Runner should be briefing him as we speak regarding the latest enemy movements along the river. I will dispatch him at once. Fifth Eye, and I will ensure that the chorus stands ready to march. If the disfavored can take the river, the chorus has the manpower to secure the outer ring of the valley.
Our soldiers clamor for battle, and at last, we shall have it.
Once we've secured the outer ring of the valley, we will meet again to discuss who takes the well. And before we forget, we have a debt to settle. Last year, when our warriors got confused about supply lines, so kind of you to understand how things get muddled in the fog of war.
Alright, during the Stalwart campaign, Scarlet Chorus recruits raided disfavored provisions to alleviate their hunger. You order the Legion to share their provisions and punish the offending recruits with the loss of a hand. The Archon of Secrets tosses several iron rings your way as he begins to leave. He taps the fifth eye on the shoulder, and with one last twirl of his scepter, he departs with his underling. Suit yourself, Fatebinder. The more you ignore us. Well, I'm taking the money. $300 rings, so I guess that's 3 irons. Yes, I'll take the money.
Fine. The fool and his puppet are gone. Perhaps now I can hear myself think. Rarely do I question Kairos' judgment. But I will never understand why the voices of Nerat is given such authority. I shudder to think what will become of us all should Tunon favor him in the end.
I kind of noticed it earlier, but I really notice it now. Like, he's really got his hand in his palm there.
Though the edict threatens the
I like how that moves back and forth.
Just as it threatens us. I cannot shake the feeling that our allies will work against us. Queenslayer, I would ask that you join us in battle. if only for the satisfaction of your presence enraging the enemy. You've shown your worth in war, and your name has been known to the Legion since the very beginning of this long conquest. So I'd ask that you join us this one last time, to help us wrap up this last objective. If you wish to be counted amongst the glorious, speak with the Iron Marshal. She will direct the order of battle until we are ready for the final push into the Citadel.
I'm short a few scouts, short a few soldiers, short a few everything. I'm sure my brethren would be grateful for the assistance of a skilled outsider.
I ask myself that question often. While we take the river crossing, the Scarlet Chorus should be using their sizable presence to remove the Oathbreaker patrols lurking in the outer valley.
Okay. The Oathbreakers have maintained a sizable force outside the Citadel. We need the Chorus's manpower to scour the region. Otherwise, the Oathbreakers will attack at our heels once we cross the Mittani. Yeah, I guess let's help. I'll be at the training grounds readying the soldiers. Find me when you are ready. And though I am loath to mention it, the Chorus can likely use your assistance. They certainly won't secure the Oder Valley on their own. Fifth Eye will be somewhere in that rat's nest they call a camp due east. Seek him out if you must. Okay, so I think... what do I want to do? Let's finish looting this tent. Just gonna pause for a second while I read. I don't know exactly how the clock works. If I can run down time by not pausing. 8 days till Kairos' Day of Swords. So I have to help take whatever the frig that city, or we die in 8 days. Now this says 8 span of swords. Yeah. 18. Geez, did it take me a long time to do this or something? Alright. Yeah, let's just loot this stuff. Some blood moss. Ah. Cool. And let's pick this. An earth shaker staff. Okay. We're zoning back into the camp now. One thing I didn't do that I was going to do was I wanted to look and find if there's a reputation screen I could look at. Oh, cool. An iron throwing dagger. 7 to 10. DPS was a bit lower than my javelin. Armor penetration's higher though. Oh, that's for melee attack. For ranged attack, it's higher DPS, it's higher accuracy. Oh, that's pretty good.
On it.
What does that mean? Edict of Execution, +1 resolve. Yeah, I'd say so. Taking the Oder Valley. Speak with Fifth Eye at the Scarlet Chorus camp. Alright, here's the reputation screen. So Wrath is the negative favor. There's a few different levels of it, and it looks like I can grow one or the other at the same time. Okay, I'll check that in a second. Interesting. Exsanguinate a target, causing them to hemorrhage blood, taking large damage that ignores armor and a long-lasting bleed effect. So that must be the kind of thing that that little consumable that I had blocks. Hey Ripbite, welcome back. I just found the reputation screen. We just did a big meeting with a couple of these guys, the leaders of the two different armies that are competing with each other in this invasion. I'm just realizing, now look, they really like me, so I'm getting pretty close to number 3. Passive gives me +1 resolve, but only to myself. All party members get it. Allied AoE, does that add to myself? I don't know. Favor of the Fate Binder. Allied, not self-target. Yeah, so getting favor with the disfavored is not really going to help me in a solo playthrough. Sever Ash's bond. Immunity to the Ash's Aegis. Sever the bond between Graven Ash and any disfavored in the target area, preventing them from receiving the benefits of Ash's Aegis. Wow, so pretty sure that there's a civil war coming, because it looks like I get to pick a side. And I'm probably going to have to start leaning Scarlet Chorus, because it looks like the disfavored stuff is more group-based, and the Scarlet Chorus stuff is more individual. And it gives me some CC too. That's interesting. I can actually gain favor with the Vendrian Guard. Nearby enemies receive a penalty to accuracy. It doesn't look very big. It might be affected by my other stats and shit. Drain strength. Siphon might, finesse, and resolve from enemies in a cone and channel it back to you for a brief time. That's crazy. Alright, so here's the game plan, is to get man, even their wrath looks pretty good. But this might be useless. So what changed? Not too much. I didn't talk to that guy before. We're almost level 3. I'm gonna go and talk to these two real quick, because since I talked to them last, I'm favor 2 now, not favor 1. So let's try this again. Still insufficient reputation. Alright. I'm going to talk to this guy, Sevius. Fatebinder V's, am I right? I'm Sevius, commander and 3rd generation disfavored specifically. I'm Civius the Younger. Some folks can't keep track. Alright, so this is Civius the Younger. His neck looks super tiny, but I'm gonna guess that there's fur or something there. The rank says commander, but lately I'm just organizing patrols and trying to stay out of the way. You should talk to the Iron Marshal if you have something official that needs discussing. What is it you need? I overheard you asking that Earthshaker, must be this guy, where their reinforcements have gone. Is there a problem? I'm afraid so. Radix, the head of the Earthshakers, was supposed to arrive with a group of his most competent spellslingers to help break this stalemate. I don't know what's holding up their arrival, and that worries me. If you are at all inclined to lend a hand, we could use some arcane support on our side. Yeah, sure. I knew that Tunan's agent wouldn't fail us in a time of need. I'll mark the last known site of our Earthshaker reinforcements on your map. Good hunting, Fatebinder. Why do you think the siege has delayed for so long? It should have been over real quick and simple. The first cohort arrived in the valley and went right for the kill, but that was before we knew the Vendrian Guard had sages and that water witch on their side. A bigger problem is the Scarlet Chorus. They eagerly conscript the Vendrian Guard, but I have no proof of this. It seems they do little to keep a watchful eye on those drafted tiersmen. They're often sent out on patrol, and we suspect they use that opportunity to escape back. Just so we don't mistake each other, I know what I'm saying carries an implication of treachery. I'm not making a formal accusation before you. I'm just voicing my gut opinion on the matter. The two armies haven't worked well in years. Come on, Binder. Seems like asking why beasts stink. The disfavored are only too eager to deliver Kairos' peace to the Tears, while Scarlet Chorus bring only mayhem in their wake. You can tell me the Voices of Nerat has a plan and I'll take your word for it, but the Chorus sure seem to blunder around, never moving with purpose as we do. Unless we find a way to work as one, I fear the Scarlet Chorus will step in front of Graven Ash's strategies at every turn, and as far as I'm concerned, it seems like the Voices of Nerat is here to amuse himself while the rest of us are here to do our job. He might just be interested in power for himself. We saw him suck the soul of some kind of water wizard guy. Alright, not much to tell. My father was Sevius the Elder, his father was Sevius the First of his name, lead drill master of Ash's first Iron Guard, back when they were just a Bronze Guard. I was born to the Legion, and with any hope I'll die in the Legion. The rest of you will hopefully hear about when the storytellers immortalize me. Bronze Guard, proud of your pedigree. I wish I could make this lore check here, but I can't. I need to find someone to train me up in lore. Well, his day and age was a century ago, and they don't have Kairos' modern luxuries like iron, so back then the Great General's Aero Council was known as the Bronze Guard. Nice. More favor with the disfavored. Not what I need. I should just start being rude to them. I gotta do something to start pissing them off. Let's see. So heavy armor will sell. We'll sell this. We'll sell that. We'll sell this. Now funny, I thought that he gave me 300 rings, but it says here that I've got nothing. Was that a bug or something? Did he give me bronze rings and I didn't pay attention? 300 rings. If 99 coppers is a bronze. Yeah. Alright, anyway, we'll sell all this stuff. Oh, okay, awesome. Sell that thing too. I'm gonna learn that. Anyway, yeah, we'll trade all that shit. Now I'm rich. There's nothing I don't think I want to buy here, though. In fact, I probably should have tried someone else to see if I would get even better prices than that. Oops. Okay, my lore is 30. I didn't check this last time. We're at 40 of 47. Now let's read this new sigil. We got a new sigil. 40 of 59, but our lore is 32. So learning spells can gain us lore. Just learning them. Okay. I still don't... affect distant targets. So this is melee, and this, okay, is all right. I still can't do anything with this, I don't think. Lore card 35, I'm still... So I am going to use this accent when I can, but not yet. I've got 2 spells. Two new spells. I think the last thing for me to do I guess I'll save.
Sorry, Ken.
Talk to him again. See his wares. 36. This is worth 60. I'm just gonna go back to the other vendor and see if how cheap something is means that I can sell it for more too. No, it doesn't look like it makes a difference for how much it's worth. Just how much I pay for it. Yeah, leave anyway. Okay, so I think I want to backtrack to that first camp up here. And then I want to loot that one little thing I wasn't able to loot the first time, but now my subterfuge is higher, so I should be able to loot it. I'm gonna have to be much more careful about camping. Oh, look at this, it's nighttime and everything like that. Yep, climb up there. Unlock the thing. Got some really good gloves. And a sigil that I can't use. A sigil that takes 80 lore. Maybe that's one of those things that's going to end up screwing me over. Maybe lore is like cumulative in your party. So to make a spell, maybe you only need so many people in your party. Anyway, now let's go to the Scarlet Camp. 5 hours. Yeah, go ahead. So it should just be getting to morning time, I think, when we roll up. I guess I'll make sure I equip those gloves. I forgot to equip them. We'll talk to a few people. I'm getting awfully hungry here, guys, so might have to take a little break and go eat something. Alright, here's the Scarlet Camp. Just kind of looking over the top, it already looks like a piece of shit. But these are the guys that we have to make friends with for the better buffs. Let's go and make sure. I wonder how you unlock these weapon sets. And if I get rid of this lesser staff of thorns thing. Alright, it says it's better precision. I don't really know what precision does. And I've got this iron throwing dagger that I think is, for ranged attack, it's all around just better. So let's switch to that for a little while, just temporarily. Now I don't know if I need this Staff of Titans to cast my spells. Let's see. Doesn't look like it, so I'm not going to worry about that. Let's go to stealth for a little while and just creep around the edges. Actually, this should be a friendly map, right? Oops, look at this. Take another step, I'll pin your foot in the dirt. Shiver, Shank, and Quiet Shiv. I don't know what this is going to be about. Let's talk to him. It proves everything. Like, for instance, whether you're fit to lead that flock of children. Did you not hear the news? This is a foolish distraction. We ought to be saving our fight for the enemy. Now, I don't want to leave, and I don't... These are the ones I have to make friends with. No problem here, Lord Binder. Captain Fuckwit here seems he's about to balk from this challenge. Thinks just because he's used to run a ship, he's qualified to run a gang. So I'm calling him out, because the way I see it, his words ought to follow me, not this new blood. Captain Fuckwit was my father. Fuckwit would do just fine. Is his name actually Fuckwit? Or is he joking around? Trying to, like, insult her back? If we have to prove our strength, we'll do so happily, but I'll have your hands and feet removed and the rest of you kept for my own use. That's cold. I'm gonna bet on Quiet Shiv. Did I bet on the right ones? I think I did. And I get to loot them. I didn't do any fighting, but I got to loot them. Scarlet Chorus leather armor. I think I'm going to equip it because I want that lower recovery. Still not 100% sure what recovery does. Oh, good. Good. Recovery is the amount of time that a character spends between actions. Equipped armor and weapons have a large effect on recovery, with heavier armor and more damaging weapons inflicting longer recovery times. Certain talent, spells, and potions can reduce a character's recovery time, though it can never be reduced below a character's base recovery. Recovery is suspended when a character is moving. Oh, that kind of sucks. I expected that. Now, I'm not re-rolling again, but I expected that. And I was talking with my buddy a little bit on Discord earlier, thinking about this game, and I kind of thought, like, where is it? There's this talent right here called Hobble. I thought if you could hobble something and then like run away, you could kite guys, but I think what I'm gonna have to end up doing is thinking about choke points and looking for choke points whenever possible. If I could find like a door or something. Yeah, anyway. Range might have been a ridiculous class to pick to try and solo through, but we're gonna keep with it. I looted all that shit. +1 resolve, +2 vitality. That's pretty cool. Now, where can I find what my recovery is? Here we go. My base recovery time is 1 second. And for range attack is 1.75. So this makes no difference, it's just which one I think looks cooler. Wow. I hate the look of that. But it has better deflection. Whatever. So we're gonna be naked for a little while. That just looks messed up. I definitely look like one of these Scarlet Chorus people though. Let's talk to Shiv. What are you looking at? Well, I thought I was looking at you. A toxin. When I crit, I weaken their endurance. Past this point is Chorus territory. You don't look like someone's conscript. Are you sure you're in the right place? I'm always in the right place. Gained favor. That's what I need. Hey, look, there's Verse. I recognize her. Just kind of walk around, see what there is to loot.
Interesting.
Severed limbs bob under the greasy soup skin. Okay. Battle plans, stained tears, arrows, small circles, alright. And what's this? Shattered iron spalder, sure. And this thing right here. Rot spear. These spears are brittle and rusted. The stench of piss and shit emanate from this tent, one clearly not used for rest. Oh man, this is awful. I like the disfavored so much more, but their buffs are kind of shitty. Alright, let's talk to Snigler Dagos. What an honor. The name Snigler Dagos, originally from the relative tranquility of the Northern Empire, I've since accepted a nomadic life for the safekeeping of Kairos' forces applies with the finest good, local and imported. Let me just loot this last thing. Bronze Hammer, Scarlet Fury. Yeah. So let's sell some more stuff. Let me see your wares. I wish I could like, oh, okay, so alt click, I can auto sell stuff, that's good. Lesser sigil of precise sigil, okay, it warns me if I already know it. So I'm gonna buy this one. Wait, can I alt click that? Yep. Slightly increases the accuracy of a spell. I guess like these two kind of join the picture of it, and I thought that was cool. But it looks like the accents don't do anything to the picture. Anyway, increases the accuracy, makes it level 45. My lore is only 33. This one makes it 65. Anyway, let's see if I can use this yet. 35, 33, okay. Can't really change my spells still. That's interesting. A scroll sits here. Read the scroll, 32 lore, okay,
You learn
read it.
something every day.
Got the Sigil of Illusion. Those who master the Sigil of Illusion are skilled in the arts of deceit and trickery, using its powers to misdirect and confuse their targets at critical moments. Often derided by combat magics for its inability to kill outright, those who specialize in illusion know its powers and can turn the tide of any battle. It merely requires someone smart enough to know how to use it. Nezra says, "Hi, what's up, man? Not much, Nezra. How you doing? We're playing some Tyranny here tonight. Although I'm going to take a break in about 25 minutes or so and go make my dinner. I'm playing this blind, so I don't really know a whole lot about the game. I have a lot of... I shouldn't say a lot of, I never beat it, but I have experience playing another RPG this company made called Pillars of Eternity. Mask the target in a blurred illusion, making them harder to hit. Okay, and what if I use this one? Conjure the illusion of endless black pit below the target, convincing them they are falling to their death. The enemy is left prone until they can make sense of the illusion. Okay, alright. I think this one, we're gonna make this one. Allied target. Can I target myself? Yep. So that's another buff. I can't use my Sigil of Strength yet on it, but I'm gonna. I mean, I could use this, but I don't know what precise action would do to it. So let's make that there. Nezra says, been playing CS4, been playing Counter-Strike 4 days straight now, waiting for those Elysium servers. Yeah, man, I'm trying to find stuff to do while I'm waiting for Elysium, the new Nost as well. I mean, we still have Chronos, but there's plenty of stuff between RimWorld and now Tyranny. Looks like I leveled up again. Yeah, there's plenty of other things to do besides play vanilla WoW. I'm definitely not done with Chronos. I'm still definitely raiding with my guild. They're a great bunch of guys. And I like playing with them. Alright, let's take a look at my character screen again. I can't put any more points in quickness, but it's at 20 now, right? I think I'm going to put some points in wits. That'll boost up some stuff for me. Yeah. No, that's good. And for my talents now, grants a bonus to lore skill. I may just straight up take this for now. Grants additional spell slots. Nazareth says, feels so useless to play on Chronos at the moment since I'm not max level. Well, you know, the game is what you make of it, right? Like, I'm still going to have fun playing, in particular with the upcoming Zulg Rub release, because it's practice for that dungeon that I haven't really seriously done in years. That I haven't even tried in years and haven't seriously done probably since vanilla. The last time I tried Zulg Rub was on a really, really small, shitty server. So I'm looking forward to that. I don't think time spent on Chronos is useless. If all you get out of WoW is like the development of your character rather than the development of your skills as a player, yeah, it might feel like your time is not well spent. But if you're focused on developing yourself as a player, then I find you may still get some reward from playing on Chronos, even though the population has taken such a dive and so many other people are discouraged. You know, it's what you get out of it. Alright, I'm going to take this magical prodigy that gives a bonus of the lore skill so I can open up more conversation options with lore and hopefully boost my lore even further and get those good spells. So now my lore is 46. Now we got some crazy shit going on. So now we can accent this with strength. Yep. And this one maybe as well. We can accent with strength. That's so cool. So where else? What else do we got to do here? Let's try talking to Salveros. Hail, Fatebinder of Tunin. Were I a betting or a superstitious man, I'd say fortune must favor to me today. I am not. Okay. But I'm pleased to meet you all the same. Now what brings you to my little slice of personal damnation, otherwise known as this here, mud and shit stinking chorus camp? This is a disfavored guy, right? Yeah. I'm gonna start pissing him off. I'm gonna try and piss him off. Begging your pardon, sir, but I've never fought a battle where my life wasn't on the line. Kind of the nature of war. Isn't it? I know I fucked up to get here. Got 3 days in the hole and a nice little promotion to go with my new post. Well, I won't be making the same mistake twice when it comes to the Iron Marshal. I should be out there, fighting for Ash's glory, not standing here ready to run back a report should something ever finally fucking happen. Man. From the way most of my days go, you'd think I was here to row with the Blood Chanters and the Scarlet Furies, but my post is to represent the Disfavor's interest before the Fifth Eye and the Scarlet Chorus before the Iron Marshal, Eranos. Not that I've gotten to do either as much. Either in so much as the last span. I am frustrated. You try having to fist fuck every Fury who wants to talk to you, and that's after I try to talk them down. It's a Kairos damn mess. Let's see if there's anything to report. What about the chorus isn't unusual? The army itself is a strange, malnourished beast, but no, the screamers seem mostly in order, sir, and I haven't been spying if that's what you're implying, sir. Of course, even if I was, it'd be damn near impossible to learn anything from this shit sty. Fifth Eye and those damn Furies don't even loot me in enough for me to do my detail, and it's not for lack of trying on my part. Let's chirp them. Oh my god, no, I don't want any more favor with you. I thought I was insulting him, and you took it as a joke. The Iron Marshal always said I was too soft when it came to incomers on account of me being such a good-natured fellow. More favor? Oh my god, alright. Well, that was counterproductive. Let's talk to this guy. You? I was expecting something more impressive. My time is yours for as long as it amuses me. Let's get one thing clear. Stick to your words in law, leave the fighting to the grown adults. Your corpse would just be a tripping hazard to those of us having a proper bit of carnage sport. I hope I can just beat her up. If I can beat her up, I bet you I gain favor with them. They seem like that kind of people. We've got enough useless twats dying for our name as it is. All our horde recruits seem good for, of late, is piling in a shit-reeking mound on the battlefield. Keeps up and we'll have to toughen our recruitment standards again. Now what do you need? Yep. I knew it. So we're gonna have to talk rough with them. And maybe be friendly with the disfavored. Instead of being rough with the disfavored. Swelling until it's thundering, then crashing and receding. It's been the way of the chorus for as long as I've been in it. We take our prisoners alive, give them a chance yet to live, to be reborn into something better. Putting any and every able body to the sword, like the disfavored do, is nothing but a waste. A conquered enemy is but a new ally. It merely requires the proper coercion. Of course, we do sometimes have the problem of lingering loyalties. Deserters are rarely successful in their escape, but when they do try, the Vendrian Guards, strengthened by their numerous blood ties, have been particularly stubborn, so I've hatched a better plan. Nice. I'm thinking we redouble our efforts to recruit settlers, focusing on the unaligned and unsuspecting, instead of flushing ourselves to the gills with oathbreakers claimed from the battlefield. A knife point has sufficed well enough in the past, but you've inspired me to try a more diplomatic approach this day. What do you say, Binder? You might be able to ease them into the idea and save the lives of their friends and neighbors in the process. Sounds like a bit of fun. Remote settlement is now unlocked on the world map. My methods are surefire, you'll see. I'll mark the settlement on your map. I can't wait to see the outcome of your efforts. I expected a mountain, a warrior of colossal size, who could shout a rampart wall into submission, but I think you'll do just fine. We are the voices of Nerat's glory made manifest. In the chorus, strength rises and the weak feed the soil. Our ways terrify the cowardly and shock the naive, but our traditions exist to offer promise and prestige to those fit to claim it. We abandon all petty rules for one simple law: the strongest must lead. Do you not recognize a Scarlet Fury when you see one? No, not really. We are the warrior spirit of Chorus, scholars of sword and shiv. In peace we train those tough enough to endure our lessons but wise enough to learn from the best. In battle, it is our duty to slay our foes and inspire the horde with our skill and bravery. We are the fearless vanguard of this confused but glorious rabble. Oh, it's a wonder of wonders. I eat what I want, I shit where I want, and I kill who I want. Sometimes I even combine pleasures and she winks at me. My enthusiasm for the work has brought me here, a decorated Scarlet Fury veteran. But I'm looking for advancement. If it means killing one of the gang bosses, I'm not above taking a swing at someone bigger than me. Alright. So I learned some stuff and I got a new quest. Now, I went up a level here. Luckily I just dinged. I'm going to talk to Verse again. I couldn't help but notice how you were eyeballing the disfavored symbol littered about the camp. It's hardly a symbol, just a scrawl. Actually, I have other questions. Yeah, sure. That's true, but it used to be the pride of Graven Ash's Legion before Kairos made them deface it. Word has it that Ash has been under more scrutiny than the other Archons, seeing as he took a stand against Kairos in the past. Before he bent the knee to Kairos, Graven Ash rallied his legions against the Overlord's authority. His prowess in the battlefield ingratiated him to the Archons, who welcomed him into their ranks in exchange for his obedience. Even though he bent the knee in the end, that doesn't place him with suspicion. Alright. Ash's troops impressed the growing empire, but Kairos made them sacrifice everything they were up to that point. Up to the point Ash surrendered, they've been disfavored ever since, fighting to earn back their honor. I guess that's why you don't cross the Overlord. Kairos holds a grudge with a mean, jealous streak. I have other questions.
What do you need?
No. We're not... I don't want to recruit you, I just want to talk. Oh, look at this, I can duel. Alright, we'll talk again later. I'm gonna buff myself.
Will do.
So we got plus vitality plus might and a whole lot of graze deflection. And now we'll talk to her again. Oh, that's funny. I'm not getting the same option I had. Let's try one more time. Shit. So whatever option that I had the first time, I missed it. Anyway, let's talk to these guys next. Someone around here is out to fight me. Ooh, wait, they're prisoners. Okay. I talked to Death now, I talked to him. Who else did I not talk to? These two. Let's talk to these two. Look who we have here. I'm Reg, and this is Baz. We were wondering when you might pay the camp a visit. The fifth eye has been a little starved for attention. He ordered us to, and that's Reg talking. To watch you like a troublesome babe, to make sure you don't get her to line. Something like that. If you have questions, ask us. Good luck finding anyone in the camp who will give you answers or even a smile. Tell me about yourself, Baz. I was a sellsword, at the beck of call of fat merchants. Just another dented face in the crowd. After too many years of spilling blood in local skirmishes, I realized that I was only killing time. And Cairo showed me a better way, unity, purpose. Now I fight for something, not just someone. Been watching the Scarlet Furies practicing my blade work. Not good enough to join them yet, but I bet I could show you a thing or two. That's interesting. Tell me about yourself, Reg. Oh, it's Reg, not Reg. I had a family and a farm. The chorus came, and well, now I have the chorus. Priorities change when you hear screams in the night and feel a blade pressed to your neck. Things like farms or families don't seem as important. I used to have nightmares thinking about the culling. When the Scarlet Chorus conscripts a village, they hold a ceremony known as the culling. Every able-bodied man, woman, and child is given a weapon and forced to fight their family and friends to the death. Those who survived are deemed strong enough and free from all ties to join the army that voices Narat. That's fucked up. I felt awful remembering how I hacked my maw and died to bits just so I could survive. The fifth eye heard me howling one night, pulled me out of the horde and took an interest in me. Now I'm studying magic. Calling fire from nothing. If my ma and dad could see me now, they'd be so proud you'd chop them into pieces. Well, at least he's a magician. This is probably where I can train lore. Yeah, okay. And subterfuge. I don't want to do magic staff. Let's, Oh, 45 must be the max price. Anyway, we'll train some more lore. $51 lore now. That's coming along great. These rations are foul. Taste it. Can't tell if it's poison or mold. I heard that our watcher spotted his favorite scout by the grain stores. You don't think? I feel fine. Maybe it's an herb to slow my hand in battle. Sabotage is a coward's weapon. Maybe it's just gone bad. That's interesting that just talking to them again, because I had favor, gave me that little bit of dialogue. Okay, so unfortunately she doesn't really train me in anything good. So I'm gonna have to make decisions about where I train, whether it's the disfavored or the scarlets, because I am running down a clock here. Do you feel strange? Yeah, ever since the Kairos edict, I felt like bugs were crawling under my skin. Reg and I were conscripted at the Gates of Judgment. He used to fight for Aachen, me for Azure. How many fights we survived so far? 11? No, 14. I count each day and sunder separately. The chorus is not as bad as it smells. The strong, like me and Reg, we're allowed to take what we want, what we deserve. We live only as well as our strength affords us, as it should be. They say he shares a direct link with the voices of Narat. Guard your tongue around him. He's a little wild, bloodthirsty, mad, brilliant. I was going to say eccentric. The chorus isn't picky about who joins the ranks, so you can expect to find some unusual types. Most are as likely to kill you as to remote you. The walls might seem imposing, but the Vendrian Guard do a better job of hiding its weakness than fixing them. We took the Citadel once before, we can take it again. We have to, don't we? Though Kairos knows I don't want to stay any longer than necessary. You should know better than to parade your cowardice before the Fatebinder. You afraid of the Spire? The fact of the matter is, we were told to stay away from the spires and old walls ever since we were babes. All the dumb childhood lessons that fell by the wayside, that one stayed the same. Imagine a soldier of the chorus pissing himself over architecture. More like what's underneath it. The Bane lurk around those old sites and kill anything they can catch unawares. I have no wish to meet the Bane in combat unless there are 100 blood chanters at my back. Alright. So, I was really hoping that I would find someone to fight. I guess... Let's just have a look at my inventory. I have more stuff I need to sell. I'm going to sell it real quick. And I'll talk to Fifth Eye. Yeah. We're getting rich now. I've got a feeling if this game is anything like, and I expect that it's a lot like Pillars of Eternity. I did get past Act 1 in Pillars of Eternity, and it gave you see I got this thing called the Spire that I can't get to. Oh cool, if I press M the map gets huge. Loot indicators. Oh man, so there's shit to loot over here? Well, that's crazy. Oh look, here's Quiet Shiv. Let's talk to Quiet Shiv. What are you looking at, she says. I'm looking at what I want to look at. And what's this? Oh wow. So, less armor penetration, less accuracy, higher damage, faster recovery. I think it's a javelin, right? One-handed and thrown weapon? Yeah. Better than the dagger. Well, maybe yes, maybe no. Anyway, we'll take it.
Got it.
Yeah, if I compare javelin to javelin, it's much better. This is worth 5, and this is worth 1350. So just on that alone, I think it's probably, that's not a great judge of what items are better, but it's okay. I think there was more loot over here, it said, so I'll check that on my way out. Points of interest, key characters. Okay. Oh, and I missed loot down here too. Well, cool, I figured the map out. So a vendor will talk to Fifth Eye, and then we can maybe go find something to fight. Let's see. That I can't do. This I can do. So I can put as many accents on something as I want. That's a really cool way to scale up. Alright, although
Right.
I'm not 100% sure I need to, I'm gonna buff before I talk to him. Because somewhere around here I thought that I could have like a pit fighter kind of thing. The Binder of Tunin arrives. And we just finished having a bit of sport with some captives, but worry not, we'll have more fun with another batch momentarily. Now that you have issued this edict and doomed us all to die, have you come to help us climb out of this hole? With mewling, bawling, the occasional orgy, frequent vomitus. He's crazy. The bloodlust is there, but so is the fear of failure. Should our glorious horde fail to overrun the citadel, we will surely all perish. I mean, I don't see the disfavor pulling their weight. We know the Oathbreakers are focused in the citadel beneath the mountain spire, but we have learned this is not their only nest. Given their pattern of attacks, they must have a second group maintaining camp here in the outer valley, and unless we deal with this second group, they'll attack from behind the moment we cross the river. Wrong, and perhaps it is no mean feat to herd this many desperate lives. For every 2 hands of humanity there is at least 1 finger that snaps from the stress of our ways. A few have been lost on the margins, I won't deny that, but if you store grain, expect some rat shit. If you lead killers, expect some desertion. I'm hurt. Insult my manners or maturity, but do not insinuate that I sit idle when there's blood to be shed. We have dealt with countless Oathbreakers, but one group remains at large despite our best efforts. Captain Pelox's crew consistently evades or kills their own gangs. So you need help? My last group of scouts returned with a new batch of prisoners, and one of these prisoners claims she can lead us to the Varangian Guard secondary camp. There are shreds of deception in her voice. I could use your help questioning this Varia Kell. Perhaps you will get less screams and tears, and more useful information out of her. If we knew where to ambush the Oathbreakers, we could try and take their captain and show him the wisdom of joining the chorus. You know, I'll say one thing about this game so far. I'm definitely enjoying the story so much more than the story in Pillars of Eternity. Okay. Yeah, let's just start off with Varia Cal. Please, someone. I wish to bow before the voices in the rat. I thought all could find redemption in the chorus. A woman in the makeshift armor of the Avenging Guard lurches for in agony. Her soiled, trembling legs suggest she has been forced to stand for days. This one was hollering earlier that she knows the location, but she isn't being entirely honest. I told this thing that I wanted a guarantee I'd live and be welcomed to the chorus as a captain. Then I'll talk. Otherwise, they'll just kill me once I've opened up. I was dumb enough to join with the Avenging Guard. I'm not dumb enough to give away my bargaining bronze. Because I want to live, and you don't need to be the Archon of Premonitions to know that the younger realms are gone for good. Okay, I guess the Tiers is the name of the peninsula that we're on. Alright. Kairos is the new strength of the Tiers, and I would rather stand with his Archons than be crushed by them. Why should I trust you? I suppose I have no answer for that. When I joined the Avenging Guard, I accepted their broken vow unto myself. Have you not felt the passion for a hero's cause, one you later came to regret? Well, my surrender is sincere, and I'm willing to bow before the voices of Nerat to prove it. Okay. I heard the chorus is looking for Captain Pelix Florian and his crew. I can lead them to you, but only if you release me. Well, you see, so I don't know exactly where the rest of my crew is, but I can tell you, search that one. The tall dark one missing most of his face, check his left boot. He was the literate one in our crew, he had the orders. It's nonsense, just a mash of words. She said she had information, she gives us garbage. Ah, shit, I gained wrath with them. Yep, kill these guys. Oh, that's cold. I'd say that she just joined the chorus. She had a little culling of her own. Good, good. Fifth Eye places his bloodied hand on the trembling woman's shoulder and nods to her. Welcome to the Scarlet Chorus. Do not fail us. As a pair of soldiers come to lift Faria, the Fifth Eye turns to you, his voice filled with glee. Where's a slave to clean up the offal when you need it? Oh wait, what's fighting going on over here? No, they're just practicing. We're no closer to finding the Oathbreaker's position, not with this cryptic mess. She promised answers and all she gave us was gibberish.
Sorry to interrupt, but I highly doubt it's gibberish. More likely, it's one of the local scripts.
DocCG asks, how much have you paid for this game? It was $50 on Steam. That's in Canadian dollars, so I don't know what it is in American. Less than that, surely. 35 maybe. The voice comes from another prisoner tied up next to Varaya, an older gentleman with the quills, ink, vials, and parchment scrolls one finds on the sages of the school of ink and quill. Well, yeah, duh. Ink smudges cover his cheeks, temples, and ears. His clothes appear charred, and between the rips of fabric you spot burn scars along his arms. Despite being emaciated and tied to a post, he offers a beaming smile. Well, let's read this for myself. I unroll the parchment and see a message of modest length written with professional, albeit hasty penmanship. The Tearsmen speak the Canto just like the Northerners, but they have a dozen different ways of writing it, and this particular script is unknown to you. Let's get his name first.
I'm Sage Lantry, one of the hired quills that was coordinating missives between the Vendrian Guard captains. They aren't paying me anymore and aren't coming to my rescue. So I'll decipher that parchment for you. That's what smart prisoners do, right? Make themselves useful.
So running a household or army requires a great deal of logistical know-how, and it helps to be literate and capable of maintaining your own records and ledgers. Most leaders employ assistants, known as hired quills, to log harvests, schedule payments, balance payrolls, and dictate letters to friends and rivals. Alright, let's just cut to the chase here.
Let me see. I can't. So, I don't know exactly what it says, but I'm half certain that's Sage Selwyn's handwriting. I'm sure I could decipher that in a few hours' time. Don't need my hands free, but I think better when not tied to a post. I know, I'm weird that way.
A few hours? Either you can read it or you cannot. What use is a sage that doesn't know his letters? I've heard all I need to hear. I say we have some fun with this one. Alright. Let's just tell him his life depends on it, and if he doesn't do it, we'll kill him. I don't mind killing him because... Or maybe I should just do this. I don't know. Because Lantry is actually voiced, unlike these other characters, I'm afraid he's a party member. And I think I get an achievement if I kill them off. So, let's just kill him.
Wait, I beseech you. Don't dispose of me just yet. A trial. A fair trial is all I ask.
A trial? I was thinking the exact same thing. Never leave to debate what beacons settled with strength.
Fatebinder, I beseech you, be my advocate for this trial. I'm no fool. I know the chorus uses blood, not words, to settle these matters. But you are a servant of the Archon of Justice, are you not?
I think I'm gonna fight for him. Because I'm kind of bored and I want to fight something. Okay. I'm not exactly sure how long are on my buffs, but it looks like at least the Ghostly Shroud one is still running. Maybe I get the kill. Our claimants have been assembled. The trial of the Oathbreaker began.
Good.
Okay, he's still buffed, but one of these is running out in a second. Alright, let's start with renewal.
Sweet.
Alright, so Sage is out. I would love to have been able to get them right there. I'm getting control illusions buffs, I think, from being hit while I have control illusions up. Jeez, I'm getting chunked. Let's have one of these potions. Healed for 44, that's more than I did before. I wonder if it's proportional to my health. Yeah, it says 35% health, so I drank that way too early. Alright, next thing I'm going to do, I think, is bleed him. Can't click on him, wait. Yeah, there we go.
Can't do that.
Go back to attacking this guy. Alright.
Sorry, Ken.
No, I think it healed me for less because I ended up getting wounded. Pop my evasion. I might have to drink my little mushroom. I guess I probably should have saved before I did this trial by combat shit, right? And I don't think I can eat my little mushroom. I just pop my potion. Alright. So, he's got some kind of a scarlet poison there. Let's hit him with another heart strike. Having trouble clicking on him because this dead guy right here is interfering. This is why I wanted to play alone. Alright, so I must have missed or something with my heart shot. It grazed him. And because it grazed, I guess it didn't add the dot. Alright, so I think I gotta reload here. Load. How far back? Holy shit. So I haven't saved since I came into the Scarlet Camp. I just spent like 45 minutes talking to everybody, and I got fucking murdered in the trial by combat. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna make my dinner and eat my dinner. And I think that's enough tyranny for now. Jesus, like, it's a fun game. I think I misplayed that that encounter a little bit. I'm not sure exactly what I could have done differently, but for sure I didn't do it properly. I still think I can solo this game, but I'm gonna try and get that guy killed instead of defending him. I just straight up want him dead because I don't want party members. So if I can get that guy murdered or something, I think it'll be better off for me. So I'm gonna shut the stream down. I'm gonna go make my dinner, and then that's that. Hey Ripbite, I'm glad you're entertained. I think this game is amazing. I really enjoy it. You know, it's an old school RPG in the Baldur's Gate style, except it's modern, you know, and that's pretty incredible. But anyway, I'm gonna make my dinner. I've been streaming all day pretty much, but it is a day off for me. I still might stream again in the evening, but I think I'm gonna hop onto WoW and do some Cenarian Circle farm, so that'd be a bit boring, but at least we can, you know, get a lot of people in the chat that know about Chronos and private servers, and we can have that discussion. Anyway, I'm gonna make my dinner. Thanks for stopping by, everyone.